In the podcast today, we're talking about mental health and how to create a good mental health program in your corporation. Now, the first step is to recognize that surveys are a waste of time. The reason that they're a waste of time is that we already know that the problems exist. Is there anyone out there that doesn't know that anxiety, stress, depression, fear, anger, worry are all part of a workplace today? So there's no need to spend more time and money to waste time on something that we already know the answer to. Step number 2, recognize that the programs that are in existence are old, they're outdated, and they don't work. Why don't they work? Because they come from a place where they're trying to fix people from the outside. It's psychiatrists, psychologists, all kinds of different programs trying to convince somebody to do something different than what the person wants to do. And when we come down to the core of it, we realize that the only time anybody ever changes anything is when they want to make the change themselves. The problem with that is that most people don't know what to do or how to do it to make that change, and that's where our workshops come in. The next step is to recognize that many companies don't want to make any change. A great example of this is when we look at equal pay for equal work. That's something that's been talked about for over 50 years, the original legislation 1963, and here we are today still with companies with all kinds of reasons and excuses why they can't be equal pay for equal work. The fact of the matter is that if somebody was willing to provide equal pay for equal work, they would just do it. So we don't need all the reasons, all the excuses, all the stories about why it's not happening or why it can't be. There's either a willingness or an unwillingness. The same applies to mental health in the workplace. How many corporations say that they have no business in the personal lives of people? Absolute nonsense. It's an excuse. It's a way to avoid dealing with the problem. Those companies, what they're saying is that we don't care about the employees. We're going to just extract as much as we can from them, and then for the rest, we'll let them worry about their own mental health. Now, there's a few reasons for this. The main reason is that the programs that are in existence don't work. So why would a company spend all kinds of time and money on something that they already know statistically does not work? So they're faced with the problem of, do we continue on as we go and we keep replacing people and letting them deal with their mental health issues? Or do we look for something where we can actually make a change? Now, when they realize that there's workshops available like ours where we can actually give people the tools that they can start to create their own change in their own lives, then it becomes interesting, because for very low cost compared to what they're losing on the effects of poor mental health, they can have workshops and start to see immediate results of people being able to transform their lives because they're doing it from a place of a willingness of changing their own lives, as opposed to being controlled or managed or medicated into changing their lives. There's a big difference. What's going to be recognized as spirituality in the workplace. Now, as much as that might sound like an oxymoron, where you have spirituality in workplace and corporations all in the same sentence, the fact of the matter is that human strength comes from our ability to understand our life energy, how our life energy works, how we use our spirituality in relation to our physicality.